I'm Debbie the Wine Lady, and today we're talking about Merlot. More specifically, we're talking about why there's all this disrespect for Merlot out there. Now, let me tell you a story. I've had several people say to me, "Oh, I don't drink Merlot." And they have this attitude that's like they're saying, "I don't drink Thunderbird." Now, with apologies to the Thunderbird people, they're making a slur on a wine that actually should have a lot of respect in the wine world. Let's talk about why that is. Merlot is a grape that comes originally from France, the Bordeaux region specifically. This wine is from the region called Saint-Emilion, part of Bordeaux. It is made up primarily of Merlot. Merlot was one of the blending grapes used in Bordeaux, which was, after all, for many, many centuries, one of the most respected wines in the world. In fact, there's a bottle that is so expensive, I don't even have a sample of it here. It comes from Bordeaux. It's called Chateau Petrus. A bottle runs something like $600 per, and it is made from 100% Merlot grapes. So, it is a respected grape. Now let's go back to the other side of the ocean, to California, and see what happened there. Think back 25 or 30 years ago, if you've been around that long. In those days, wine was not consumed like it is now in America. At parties, wine was not drunk. It was cocktails, it was highballs, because the wines that were generally available were things like European imports, Italians, French. They really weren't suitable for standing around at a cocktail party sipping. What happened then was that someone in California released a single varietal Merlot. In other words, a wine that was just made from Merlot. It wasn't blended with Cabernet and the other grapes like Bordeaux was. That Merlot that was released had a much softer profile. It was easier drinking. It was possible to actually enjoy a glass of it at a cocktail party. So Merlot took off in popularity. Americans said, "Hey, here's a wine we can enjoy drinking." So wineries started planting Merlot like crazy all over California. That was the demand they were trying to serve. What happened, because they were planting too much of it, sometimes in the wrong places, was that there was a lot of Merlot made that was not the best. Some of it was kind of insipid and thin and wimpy, just didn't have great characteristics. So eventually, Merlot started to get a bad rap, but primarily because of this movie we all know of called Sideways. Do we all remember the line? "If she orders Merlot, I'm out of here"? Well, that did a whole lot to kill demand for Merlot. But guess what happened? It ignited demand for Pinot Noir. So then winemakers started planting Merlot or Pinot Noir all over the place. And guess what happened? We ended up then with a lot of substandard Pinot Noir. The point is that when a trend happens and people jump on whatever passing bandwagon there is, we end up with some wine that's not as good as we would like it to be. So let's go back to Merlot. There are many Merlots out there that you can enjoy. In fact, on the front cover of Wine Spectator, we've had some astronomically good Merlots over the last several years. Many of those come from mountain regions. This one is one of my favorites. It's called Barnett. It's from Spring Mountain District. The grapes are grown at an altitude up above Napa Valley. It's a fabulous Merlot that's got every bit as much structure as a Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's got an additional fruit character, an intense berry character that makes it just wonderful to drink. That's pricier, that's above $50, but even in an everyday price range, this one from California, $10 to $12, McManus, it's a nice, approachable, flavorful wine. There's lots of fruit. There's enough structure to make it go well with foods. It's all around pleasant to drink. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go out there and try a few good Merlots. I want you to try one in the $20 range. I want you to try one in the $12 to $15 range. Find one that you think you could actually enjoy with a meal, or maybe even just drinking it by itself at a cocktail party like they used to do in the old days. Okay. Cheers!